Hello everyone, welcome back. How are you doing? I hope you're all safe and healthy. Um, so this episode, I think what I decided to do, not what I think, what I decided to do is build a church over the entrance to the zombie slash spider spawner, right? I was just gonna, I don't want to just leave it as a hole in the ground, right? So when I was thinking about what this spawner provides, um, one of the big things that I'm getting from it, so the okay, it provides zombie flesh, right? It provides string. It provides spider eyes, um, some bows, some arrows because of the skeletons that tend to spawn in the spider spawner, and then a bunch of tools and stuff, right? So I've already addressed the string. I've got a food market or food store over there, right? And I used the barrels and didn't realize, for some reason, I didn't realize the barrels would create or make the some of the villagers pick to be fishermen, which trade string, right? So okay, that takes care of the string. There's nothing really for the spider eyes other than when I make potions, right? Okay, so then we've got the zombie flesh. Zombie flesh, the clerics love to trade that, right? And it's a little high for the clerics that I have, but it's good because when I do stand there, right at the spawner, and use my looting sword, I do get a lot of zombie flesh. So it's a good thing that it's kind of high, actually. At first it was a little annoying, but then I started thinking about it. I was like, I'm going to end up with a lot of it, and what am I going to do with it, right? It's not like I'm playing with other players. I mean, I can try and create large storage spaces for a lot of that, but it's just going to go unused, basically. Um, so it's good it's high, right? So want to build a church here, right? Because again, the villager that will trade for the zombie flesh are clerics, right? And I know it's a little odd to see a potion brewing stand in a church. I don't I don't think you're gonna find that in very many churches, if any, right? Unless it's like, I don't know, like a witch church, I don't know, something like that, right? So it's a little strange that they had the villager that does the brewing be a cleric. So, anyways, cleric, and then of course, the spawned buildings for the clerics, right, where they spawn in the villages, is typically a church. It's typically a church, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy to me. But anyways, it's fine. Um, so what I'm gonna do. So okay, so I had this whole setup for here, right? So if you saw the last couple videos, I had an outline here of what I wanted the church to fit in and what it was gonna basically look like, I guess. Just from the outline perspective, right? What kind of space it took up, how long it was going to be, whether rectangular or what kind of shape, I guess I should say, rectangular or square. So I'm going to do it rectangularly, right? I'm going to have it go all the way this way. This will be the front of the church, and then this will be the back of the church, and then this is kind of like just like some kind of secret thing going on, right? Within the church, right? There's bad things down there, right? You think about, I guess, a classic church and classic mentality of priests or pastors or whatever, right? They want to convert the bad sinner, right? So I'm kind of trying to do a play on that. So initially I had it to where the church was just at this level, right? But then I started, thinking about it, because back here I wanted to do like a garden or something like that, right? Just to kind of insert a little more of this type of stuff, right? The waterfalls or yeah, waterfalls, water fountains, flowers. I did a water fountain over here. There's no flowers yet, or well, I'm not gonna be able to put flowers here, but it's a water fountain, right, at the center of town. So that's what I wanted to do, right? And then I started thinking, okay, most churches, right, and it's mostly Catholic churches, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't really see a whole lot of Protestant churches or Christian churches that um, utilize these old style churches, right? I mean, not in this area, anyways, right? So I'm fairly certain it's the same in most other areas. So, anyways, so most of the Catholic churches that I am familiar with or have seen, they're usually up a little, right? And they have like this grand entrance into the church, like a staircase, a gradual staircase up into the church, right? So I started thinking, that might actually fit well. So instead of like having to where it's an abrupt end of the back of the church, um, for to house this, right? Initially, I was thinking, okay, on this level, it would just be like the back side of the church, right? I don't know where the pastor's or the priest's office is at, but really, there's just a drop down into, where they're trying to save lost souls, right? So I started thinking, okay, well, if I want to do you know, the grand staircase, I guess you could say, over here in front of the church, I'm either going to have to dig this down and dig up, which would be kind of weird if I left the church on this level, because this is all level, right? I have to like dig a lot of this down, or I just build it up, right? So this is what I'm thinking, right? So I'm going to build it up. And what I want to do, if you had seen the outlines, it's a large rectangular building. And as you come in, I'm going to attempt to make like, it's tall, right? The ceiling is high. On the sides, there's going to be stained glass windows, and then pews all right down the center. And then, usually, say about right here, I don't know, on either side, I guess. They'll usually have, there's just like an altar here, maybe, right? And then there's um, I'm going to use a lectern, but some kind of podium where the priest talks, the altar, and then maybe a baptismal or something. So I figured what I'd do is do that, right? And then I would have the baptismal here with the water falling down, one block lower, right? It's that way the water falls into it and it doesn't. And you can, when I want to access this spot, I can just walk right through the water, like it would be like a water curtain, I guess you could call it. But try to make it look like a baptismal. So, anyways, that's kind of like what I was thinking of doing. So that basically made me feel like, okay, why God, I'm gonna have to terraform this area then up, right, and into the level where the church will be, which I've never done. So this is going to be my first attempt, I guess, at really terraforming. So I'm not entirely sure, obviously, how that's going to turn out, to be honest with you, since this will be really my first attempt. So we'll see, but this is going to be my attempt. So this is where I bring you in at. I'm here now. I'm just trying to get 2 up, just so I can have enough space here. I don't think I want to go any higher, but just because, like, I don't want it like way up there, towering above everything. I mean, already from this level here, it's going to be seeming to tower above everything else around it, right? So, yeah. So this is what I'm doing at the moment. Thought I'd bring you guys into it. I don't normally do that, to be honest with you, and the reason is because, as I've mentioned before, it takes me quite a bit to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, what blocks I'm going to use, that kind of thing, how I want it to look, right? So, I don't know, to me it just seems like that would be a boring subject for, a video. Especially when you see how, I don't know, I feel kind of scatterbrained when I do this, right? So, anyways, so yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what this is what I'm doing. So, let's see how it works out. I know I don't want to put any half slabs there, to be honest with you. Apologize for any noise in the background. There's some work going on. Let's see here. I'm just trying to, like, I do want to make it to where I do have some blocks where I can put flowers on. And I don't know, maybe when I get to the top here, where, let's see here. You know what I'm going to do? Okay, so if we're going to build it up, then the foundation of the church should be showing, right? So let's do some foundation stuff here. Alright, so the outline was... Yeah, okay, let's do that. And then... So we're basically gonna, I'm basically gonna have to bring it up to here and then leave this open. So I wonder how bad that's gonna look. 'Cause I mean, we're gonna have like somewhat of a mound, not really a mountain, but like a mound, a very small hill, right? And then it's gonna abruptly end right here. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe what I should do. What I'm thinking is maybe what I should do is instead of this part here being this initial thought, right? Instead, I'll have the hill or the mound come up to here maybe, and rather than I was going to say, rather than having as part of the church, it would just be the hill leading up to the church, back of the church. You know, if I did that, I kind of want it closed off though, right? Because I don't want these villagers to go jumping in there, because they tend to do that. No, it's gonna have to be the building. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll have the dirt and everything come up to here. I'll start the foundation here. Okay, I want to leave one block here. Let me think. So that's 2. Okay, that's 2. That leaves a block here, right, for, I don't know, flowers. I was thinking like, you know, a cloud of dirt, a block of dirt under the window maybe, and flowers on top. But, you know, really what I could probably do is start the window 1 block from the floor. Wait, sorry. If this is up this way, actually my thinking is wrong, because that would be fine if this was where it was before, but it's not at that level. So basically what we're going to have is we're going to have foundation coming all the way down to here, basically. Alright, because, I mean, it would look silly if I had, dirt and then the foundation there, right? So, okay, I mean, I think this is fine. I think. Okay, and then I had it come up to, alright, so let's get this foundation down, I think, is what I want to do, what I need to do. Okay, we'll come to here, we'll do this. Alright, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so what I was thinking is we would have, you know, seats, right, and then the aisle, and then seats. I could probably actually do, now this is only, that leaves 2 there. Let me see here, let me do this. Okay. Alright. So So that leaves 2 in the middle, 2 on the sides for walkway. Yeah. I think that's what I want. And then every other, right? So this would be just a long row of pews. You know, I think that's typical in the Catholic Church, right? Maybe even some other Protestant churches, but I think, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I think mostly it's the Catholic Church or organization that has a lot of these old style churches, right? So, may have to do 2 parts to this video, only because, you know, I try not to make the videos too long other than when I'm streaming, you know, or grinding for resources, I guess, because I usually play music, and those are, I don't know, I guess the music to me, it's allows me to do it a little bit longer, but it's not as boring, I guess you could say. I don't know, I could be wrong. That's just my own opinion, though. And I'm noticing that I'm creeping up on 30 minutes here, so that's what I typically like to do with my videos, not go beyond that. Okay, so this is just going to be foundation. It's not, so I don't believe the roof is going to interfere with this one, which is why I did it over here, this far out. Because then a 2, where I'm starting the base, right, it's going to put the roof way up there. Okay. Okay, so then, here, let me see here, let me get this. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like this is how it's going to end up being. Wow, that lag is ridiculous. I don't know why that is. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so really, I think what I'll do to, I should probably go to sleep real quick. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll mark off the, where I want the doors with this here. Okay, so let's see here. There and there. Okay. Alright. Okay, so then I would just fill that in, right? And then the start of the foundation would be right here, in this spot right here, right in this level. So I guess what are we, 3 levels up? I think we're 3 levels up. Oops. Let's see here. Apologize for the lag. I don't know how that's going to come across in the video. To be honest, I hadn't noticed it in the other videos. I mean, I noticed it when I'm playing, but I don't know why that is either, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's because I have a whole bunch of villagers or what the heck's going on there. I don't know. Okay, so let's see here. So it would come to here, and then, okay. Alright, so this seems kind of odd here, though. To get it to mirror this, I'm gonna have to have it come out some more there. Yeah, alright, yep, there's the timer there. It's just because I don't like these videos to drag on. You know, and I'll end up with a 2-hour long video explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and what I'm thinking, that kind of thing. I don't know. It just, to me, if I was a viewer, which I am because I always watch all my videos, just to make sure that I didn't goof up or whatever. I think what I'll need to do is have this wrap around as well to accommodate the walkway here. You know, so you could walk up basically up into here, right? It would do like this little curve from both sides, I think. Because I don't want to raise that, right? So I'm going to have to raise all that over there. Don't want to do that. So, anyways, yeah. So what I want to do, as I was explaining earlier, right? They usually have the church with the priest. So I think what I want to do is somehow incorporate some more potion stands into the church. I not right now. I'm not really. I don't really know. Like I was thinking of doing the windows, right? Like in between each of the rows of the pews, the pew rows, right? So we'd have a window here, right? So every other basically, right? We'd have a window. It's gonna be a lot of windows, a lot of stained glass, right? So, and they'd be tall too. They'd just be one block, and then I'd just go up with different colors, is what I was thinking. So, maybe what I do is not every one of these, but maybe I have potions brewing stands underneath. I don't know, every second or every third window, maybe. I don't know. That way I have more villagers to trade the zombie flesh with other than these that I have right here, right? Because like I said, when I go down there and I sit there and I hit with my looting sword, I get a ton of it. That and the string, everything basically, string, spider eyes, zombie flesh, everything. I end up getting a ton of it. So I'd like to have more villagers, clerics to trade with, to get rid of that zombie flesh, right? So I don't have to like make this long, drawn out, storage system down there. I don't want to deal with all that. So that way, I mean, it's fairly not huge right now, but it's enough right now, right? And I can let it pile up, and then I can pull all that stuff out, and then come trade it away. Because I'm finding that for me, because I don't have like this, I wanted to build a zombie pigman farm, because then the XP would roll. I mean, that's what it seems like when I watch Hermitcraft, right? The XP would just roll, and I could fix or mend my tools and armor rather quickly. But I attempted to do that, as I have seen on the Hermitcraft server, and I don't know, it must just be that Java and Bedrock are so different, because I couldn't get it to work. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe it should work on Bedrock as well, but it just didn't do that for me. So then while I was attempting that, I did come do some trading, right? Because I started thinking, well, let me fix my tools. And usually I was doing it down here. As I killed, I would flip over, right? I'd kill with my sword, and I'd flip over real quick before the XP came, and then I'd have my tool, and then it would go to my tool. But I found that trading with the villagers is a lot easier, right? I just take off all my armor and my shield, and then I pull out the tool I want to fix, and then I just sit here and I trade until it's good to go. So that's I think I want to make this would be better for me, for mending my tools, I think, is the trading. So all right, I'm gonna cut this right here. I guess this would be part one. And I apologize if it seems kind of drawn out, and I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm just trying to sort through how I want this to look, what I need to do to get it to look that way. So yeah, if you guys don't like it, just let me know. Obviously, the next 2 or 3 videos are going to be about this, right? Because I'm just going to walk you guys through the process for me, as I attempt to build this church, and for why I am building it and how I want it to look. So yeah. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you like it. You guys have a good day. Be safe and stay healthy. Adios.